The wrong woman at this stage of your life won't just waste your time, she'll wreck your dreams. Before you open an app, send a message, or even say yes to drinks, you need a frame. Otherwise, you're going in blind, and that's how men get burned. Stick around, I'm going to show you exactly what to do first so that you choose the right woman rather than the wrong one choosing you. I'm JB. I went from homeless, awkward high school dropout to the backseat of a $65 million jet, racking up more than 200 hours of combat flight time off the carrier. After my divorce nearly wrecked me, I used the same mindset and hard lessons I'd learned up there to man up and began to build an even better life. And now it's my mission to help other men over 40 do the same. Let's get real about something most men never stop to consider when they start dating again after divorce. Why are you dating? Sounds obvious, right? But most guys don't ask themselves this clearly. Some are trying to prove that they've still got it. Some are trying to fill an emotional void, and some, they're just desperately trying to replace what they lost, and fast. And while all those are understandable, they can sabotage your future if they're driving your choices. So let's break this down. Why do most men date? Loneliness. You just want someone around. Any attention feels better than being alone, but it's dangerous because it leads to settling fast. An ego boost. You're trying to prove that you still got it, looking for external validation to cover internal insecurity. And this usually leads to chasing or overinvesting, replacing the ex, subconsciously or consciously trying to find a stand-in for the woman who left or the relationship you've lost. It's about comfort, not compatibility. And finally, wanting to feel desired. The focus is on being wanted or pursued, not on building something meaningful. And this makes you vulnerable to love bombing or manipulative women. So how do mission-driven men date? Well, first off, they have clear standards. He knows exactly what he wants and what he won't tolerate. Non-negotiables are defined before the first date. Vision-aligned connection. He's looking for a partner whose life path and values align with the future he's building. She's not just attractive, she fits the mission. Leading with purpose. He's grounded in who he is and where he's going. He invites a woman into that purpose, not the other way around. And finally, long-term compatibility. Chemistry matters, but it's not the only filter. He screens for emotional stability, communication, lifestyle, and core values. When I was younger, I didn't get this. I chased what felt and looked good instead of what aligned with the life I wanted to build. And that kind of mindset leads to drama, dysfunction, and ultimately wasting years of both of your lives with a partner who's not right for you. 25 years later, after my divorce, I'm 56, so nearly half of my life, I approached it completely differently. I slowed down, I got clear, and this time I treated dating like a mission. So the first step before you even start dating, you need to answer a few critical questions. On every single mission before we launched, I ran a detailed pre-flight checklist. Before you start dating, you need to do the same. Fortunately, this one is much simpler. So ask yourself, what kind of woman do I actually want to attract? And take some time to think about this. What kind of man would she be drawn to? And most importantly, am I living like that man right now? Answering these questions forces you to switch from a needy man who's chasing to an intentional man who's constantly bettering himself and so has the luxury of choice. The biggest shift came when I started filtering based on how a woman fit into the life I was building, not just how she made me feel. And this lines up with something I read in the book Models by Mark Manson. Attraction is not a choice, but who you pursue and why you pursue them is. And that hits hard, right? Because yeah, you don't choose who you're drawn to, but you do choose whether you act on it and whether you make an intentional choice that fits the life you're rebuilding. I stopped chasing just hot or funny and started screening for a woman who would be an actual partner in building the life I want. And that shift changed everything. So let's look at your situational report, the sit rep. Your objective is to find a woman who aligns with the life you're building. This is about fit, not just attraction. She complements your mission, not competes with it or distracts from it. So what are the main threats to that? Chemistry without compatibility. The spark is there, but nothing else matches. Different values, goals, or lifestyles. And yeah, opposites may attract, but it can also lead to long-term conflict. The rush to lock it down. Jumping into commitment before you have clarity. And this is usually driven by fear, loneliness, or the early emotional high. Ignoring red flags. You see the signs, but you justify them anyway because she's hot, fun, or seems into you. That's a major cause of repeated failure. So what are your rules of engagement? Lead with standards, not need. You're not looking to be chosen, you're choosing. Come from abundance, not desperation. Stay rooted in your mission. Don't let the excitement of dating pull you off course. She should enhance your mission, not become it. And look, modern society tells us that she should be the center of your universe. But if you raise her up on a pedestal and abandon your mission, she will ultimately lose respect for you. Think about it. What's the view from that pedestal? Yeah, she's looking down. And no matter what your Facebook feed is telling you, no woman respects or desires a man she looks down on. Lastly, don't overinvest early. Early days are for learning, not overcommitting in time, emotion, or resources. See how she acts before you escalate. Remember, people can hide who they are for the first few months. You don't need to become a player or some kind of pickup artist. You just need to get brutally clear on who you are, what you want, and what kind of woman aligns with that. And one quick reminder, if you're searching for that woman, you need to actually be that man that she would align herself with. So start there and make sure you've got your bases covered first. Otherwise, none of this works. If you want a tactful checklist to help you filter the wrong woman and spot the right ones early, just drop the word screen in the comments and I'll send you a free copy of my tactical screening checklist. It's the tool I developed after my divorce to date with clarity and intention, and it could save you years of wasted time and frustration. Now, you may not even be sure that you're ready to start dating yet. If you haven't laid the foundation to begin rebuilding your life, then go watch this video first. It's called The One Thing Men Must Do After Divorce, and it's where I break down the very first step I took to get my life back on track. Before you even think about finding the right woman, make sure you've completed that critical step. Click to watch it, and I'll see you there.